In this video, I interview Sunny Lenarduzzi, and she shares her tips about building a brand that actually gets noticed, how to increase the watch time of your YouTube videos, and how to create the Oprah Effect on your YouTube channel. Coming up. This video is brought to you by LearnVideo.live, a 1-hour online masterclass on how to grow a highly influential and profitable YouTube channel this year. On this free training, you'll learn the proven strategies and current best practices for growing your subscribers and creating passive income with YouTube. To register for free, just go to LearnVideo.live. Hey, what's up? Sean here with Video Influencers, helping you build your influence, income, and impact with online video. And I'm sitting here with Sunny Lenarduzzi. How's it going?
Good. I'm so excited to be here. I'm back.
She's back on Video Influencers. I'm so pumped to have you back. So much has happened with your business and your brand since the last interview here. And so I'm excited to talk about it. But for those who are maybe just meeting you, what is it that you do online? How do you help people? And what are you up to?
Cool. Well, I'm really happy to be here. And hello. And if we've just met right now, very nice to meet you. So basically what I do is I help entrepreneurs build their businesses with YouTube. That's my jam, and I've been doing it for a while now, and it's how I built my business.
I love it. I love it. And you help people become their own boss, right?
I do. Be your own boss.
And what's your tagline right now?
Be your own, well, the bright side of being your own boss and building your own life.
I love it. I love it. So Sunny's got an awesome YouTube channel. Of course, we'll link to that and talk about it more later. But speak to kind of your story. Like, you're at this place now where you've built this awesome business. You have a team now, but it hasn't always been that way. There's been seasons. What's kind of been your journey to getting to where you are today?
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like everyone starts with very humble beginnings. And at this point, I can't imagine going back to how I started. I don't know how you feel, but it's just like you start with just you and pure determination. And I did that for almost 6 years running a consultancy. Didn't even think about YouTube. I taught other companies and worked with other companies to build their social media campaigns, build their brands. Did everything on that front. It was actually in their businesses, and then basically got to a point where I got inundated with clients, which is a good problem to have, but it was just me. I was a solopreneur. So I burnt out and I needed help, and every client had the same question, I felt like. So in March of 2015, Periscope had just taken off, the live streaming app, and all my clients were asking me how to use live streaming for your business. And so I made a video on it. Didn't think anything of it, didn't have any subscribers on YouTube, sent it just to my clients, and woke up the next day with a couple thousand views on that video and emails in my inbox asking to work with me. So it was a light bulb moment of like, oh, YouTube will work for me when I'm sleeping.
No doubt.
That's awesome. So every week for the last almost 3 years now, which is nuts, I've made a video and really answered a lot of just frequently asked questions from my clients and understood that if one person has that question, there's a million other people out there searching for it. And that's really how I built my audience.
That's really cool. And that was a cool principle right there. I mean, I think it said a lot about consistency, but I love that you just shared this journey, not only that you had 6 years of like being in the trenches, honing your craft, learning stuff, probably failing a lot, testing things, but then even on YouTube, now you're at this place where people know you and they've seen your stuff, but 3 years of a video a week.
Yes.
I love that. Even if it can only be a video a week, committing to consistent, strategic, quality content, that's super powerful. And one of the things I love about your stuff the most, and definitely check out some of Sunny, is that your branding is really strong. And not just your branding, we think of branding maybe as like
colors,
the colors and aesthetic, but it also is messaging. It's clarity. There's so many things that go into branding. I would love your tips for influencers watching for building their brand. And there was even a season where you kind of slowed down a little bit so that you could speed up. But you took some time off, and then you came back with like this new fire. I was like, geez, now the Sunny show, she's got her own merch, she's got her own background, look at all the stuff, you know. But like, talk about that process and what was maybe like a framework for someone watching that wants to level up their brand, take their game to a whole nother level. What did you do to do that?
I mean, it really just started from a place of, okay, we built a little momentum, we have an audience, and I kind of want to stand for something bigger. And so we found that a lot of our audience was entrepreneurs, and that was really the aim without being super strategic. And to be honest, at the very beginning, I kind of was like, I'll answer these questions and see what happens. But entrepreneurs were looking for those answers and looking for those videos. And for me, I think why I landed on Be Your Own Boss is really because for me, it means a lot more than just entrepreneurship. It's about building a life on your terms, doing it your way, which is what I've been able to do through thick and thin for almost a decade at this point, which is insane. And so I landed on that, and then build your own life is really, for me, I don't want to talk about build, your best life, because everyone's version of that is so different. And I just want people to build their life on their terms and create something that means something to them, whether that's you doing YouTube or you doing whatever else it is that you want to do. So we started with the message first, and when I was really clear on that.
So let's stop there. So you started with the message first, meaning the name, the tagline, the vision.
Yeah.
If someone has got a blank page out right now, and this is a good exercise to think through this, where do you think those clarity points came from? You just meditating, running, journaling? Taking
time, to be honest. I think that's really, really important. I took time off to really get clear on what it was that I wanted to stand for, because again, I didn't get into this to build an audience. I really didn't, and I'm so grateful that that's happened.
Yeah.
But I kind of felt like I got to a place where I had this audience. I think at the time I had like maybe 50,000 subscribers, and I was like, I have this audience, and I'm just kind of making videos and putting them up. And I think it's really easy in this space to get into a flow of when you build an audience, like, okay, just put out a video, instead of being super intentional with it.
Yeah,
so,
intentionality, so
yes,
true. Like,
so
where do you want to
important.
end up?
Yeah.
What are you trying to build?
So I hit pause, and I literally made a video and said I'm hitting pause, and I stopped for about a month and a half and really kind of tuned into myself and what it was that was important to me. And for me, my whole life, it's been really important to stand on my own 2 feet and to create something that is going to help and support people. And I know my mission in life, I'm very clear, is that I'm here to create these success ripples for other people so that I can help other people shine at whatever it is that they do. So I got really clear on that, and that's where the tagline came from. So I think you always have to start with your mission.
Yeah.
Start with like what it is that you want to, what's your mark you want to leave?
Yeah.
That's really the question to ask. What's your why? What's your mark you want to leave? How do you want to impact people? Tagline comes from there. And then for the branding side of things, as far as like colors and aesthetic, I'm a mix of both like masculine and feminine energy.
Yeah.
And so I'm not like a girly girl where I want to be pink and whatever colors. Nothing wrong with that. It just didn't resonate with me. So what resonated with me was black and white with a hint of gold. A little bit of shine in there.
Yeah, I love that. That's super strong. And it turned in. Now, you also specifically created a show.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes as content creators, we don't think in terms of a show.
Yes.
But that's really powerful, Speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, so the reason I created the show is because I wanted to create something that felt like a bit of a home base for people every week, because we had this community, but it was kind of like these haphazard videos that we post every week, and it was working and it grew the community, but I wanted to create something that they knew they could come back every week, and I call this the Oprah Effect, and this is really important on YouTube or wherever else it is that you're creating. When I was a kid, I would run home, watch Oprah every day at 4 o'clock. Knew she would be there. So I wanted to create that same effect on my channel of consistency, to be like, there's a show that's going to be waiting for you. There's a new episode waiting for you every Tuesday at 6:45 a.m. That's it. Like, that's what I wanted to have. And so I think it was important to me to create an actual cohesive package with that, not just odd videos here and there.
Super, super powerful. Very, very cool. Now, you just spoke here at an event we're at. We're both in San Diego at Traffic and Conversion Summit, an event for entrepreneurs and digital marketers. And you just talked about one of your formulas for video. Mm-hmm. Can you break that down? What was that formula name?
It's called the Hot Script Formula.
The Hot Script Formula. Okay, get ready. I'm pumped for this. Let's break it down. And how does that apply for those creating videos?
Yeah, so it's really important. And the reason that I created this is because obviously on YouTube, retention is really important. So you want people to land on your video, find you, and then actually watch the whole video in order for you to get those rankings so that your videos can work for you and be on page 1. So the whole method of the Hot Script Formula is to increase your retention on your videos. So having people watch the whole way through. So basically it stands for hook, outcome, testimonial. So right off the bat, if you're whatever topic you're teaching on, let's say you're teaching someone how to sew, I don't know. And so you're gonna say, the hook, in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to sew. The outcome is, by the end of this video, you'll know how to sew your own, whatever it might be, pajamas, don't know, I'm totally winging this. And then the testimonial is, I've taught thousands of other people this method, and this is what it looks like when they finished it, or I've written a book on this topic, or I have digital programs on this topic. It gives you the credibility to know that other people trust you enough to follow this guidance, so it makes your audience want to watch the whole thing. So that's the whole intro, and then it goes into your sequential steps right off the bat. You don't want to give people the why on YouTube because it is a search engine, so you're teaching them something, they already know why they need to learn it.
That's great. So that's a good point you mentioned. You don't need to give them the why and go into tons of extra stuff, because if they type that in, how do you sew pajamas with
So
moons
random.
on them? Then they know that they already know they want to sew pajamas. That's
and they
powerful.
already know why they want to.
And sometimes we see this, and we might watch this. We see people waste a lot of time on YouTube. If you're starting to be like, okay, I need those 5 tips. All right, that's great, your life story. Okay, I appreciate it. Can we get to the 5 tips?
Tune out and click on something else. That's usually what happens.
Yeah, you start hitting those other suggested videos, and that's interesting.
That's the thing,
so
right?
You want to deliver the goods.
You want to deliver it right away. And actually, when I was doing the talk today, there was someone, or Molly was interviewing me from Digital Marketer, and she was like, yeah, the other day I was looking up how to fix a fire alarm or a smoke detector. And she's like, I just look for the shortest video. That's the one I'm going to go for. So you obviously want to provide value, and however long that takes, that's fine. But keep in mind that your audience, hopefully on YouTube, is discovering you for the first time. If they're discovering you for the first time, they just want the answer to their question.
Yeah.
And then you build the relationship.
That's really, really good advice. So the hot formula.
The hot script formula.
The hot script formula. Yes. Very, very cool. Now, one of the things that you have really done that a lot of us are trying to do here on YouTube is actually not just have viewers, but actually create a community, create a tribe online. And you've really done that.
Thank you.
What have you learned about creating a thriving community? And what's maybe the difference between somebody who just pushes out information and maybe gets views, but doesn't actually create a deep connection and those lasting relationships and that communal effect?
So my belief, and I say this a lot, so if you've heard it, sorry, but I say that your tribe is your trust fund. So I really do believe that as an entrepreneur and even as an influencer, you have to have a community around you. You have to have people that support you. And there's this great article called 1,000 True Fans, and that's really all you need to gain momentum in a business or as a brand. And I do believe that. And so I'm a believer in going deep with people instead of trying to go wide. So I'm not trying to build this massive audience of random people who don't really care about what I'm talking about. I'm trying to build a very targeted audience that I can communicate with and help and have further relationships on a deeper level so that I really make an impact on their life. And that's how I believe you build a tribe, is you really go deep with people instead of focusing on the vanity numbers of just trying to get these huge views.
I love that. Now, I'd love if maybe you've seen some people who you feel like are doing some mistakes that are making them not create a community, things they're doing that are hurting them creating a community. That's maybe short term. And we'll also link up that article, influencers, if you never read that article, it's really encouraging. And I think that 1,000 True Fans, we'll put the link in the description, kind of speaks to the fact where you don't need 1 million subscribers. You don't even need 100,000 subscribers. You may not even need 10,000 to potentially build a full-time income around your passion around what you're doing. So it's must read. So definitely check that out. But what are some mistakes people make that may be blind spots that could be hindering or hurting their community building?
So I made some of them in the very beginning because I was just answering the questions from my clients. And so I would just answer the questions on video and then be like, okay, bye. Thanks for watching. So people would forget about who I was and who was this random girl who just helped me figure out how to use live streaming. So what I realized was that you have to get people from being just a viewer into being a tribe member. And for me, the ways that I do it is I retarget them on my website. So I'll send them to the website, retarget them, repixel them so we can remarket to them. And we also have Facebook groups. We have the Be Your Own Boss Mastermind group, which is about 14,000 people now, where I have more in-depth conversations about how to build your business and how to build your channel, which is amazing. And I love Facebook groups, and I'm a huge advocate for them because it increases your organic reach, first of all, but it actually gives you a sense of community. And then the other way that we build a tribe is just getting people on the email list and communicating with them with free value every single week.
That's great. So you really use YouTube as this way to meet people, to add that value, which builds trust, but you want to continue the conversation
100%.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
So you're saying, how can we continue in an email on Facebook and other places, even off of YouTube with some longer form content, so you can tell your story, help people, and go deeper. I love that. Well, Sunny, are you ready for the lightning round?
I'm so excited.
This is the lightning round.
That's what it looks like.
Amazing.
You're welcome.
The lightning round. We're here. We're doing it. 3, 2, 1. Coffee or tea?
Tea all day, green tea.
All day.
All day.
Okay. Book every influencer watching should read.
Oh, The Firestarter Sessions by Danielle Laporte.
Wow, The Firestarter Sessions by Danielle Laporte. We'll link that up in the description. Very cool. Favorite TV show?
Ooh, there's so many. And now I feel like it's favorite Netflix show.
Sure.
You know what? I'm going to go with Ozark. I just watched that recently. It was really good.
That's a good show. Is that the money laundering one?
Yeah.
That is a great show.
It was kind of Breaking Bad-ish.
It was. That's a cool show.
It was good.
Cat or dog?
Dogs.
Do you have dogs?
My parents have a dog. Yes.
Favorite social network besides YouTube?
Ooh, it's become Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram's hot.
Yeah, I like
Instagram's
it.
fun. Favorite documentary or movie that you also might recommend influencers watch?
Oh, the one that I watched most recently was Tony Robbins' I'm Not Your Guru. Highly recommend it.
That is a great recommendation. Hidden talent that definitely we wouldn't know about, but maybe even your community wouldn't know about.
I mean, this is like not even a fun thing to share, but I'll tell you. I used to be a ballerina, and I can stand on my toes, I can crunch them over and do
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There you
it's
go.
definitely a good talent.
Yeah.
No miss morning ritual or rituals.
10 minutes of silence before I do anything else.
No phone, no social.
Phone. I try my best not to even touch my phone until so do you know Hal Elrod, The Miracle Morning?
Yeah, it's a great book. By the way, that book changed my life.
Changed my life.
Yeah.
So I'm having him on my show and podcast and everything because it blew me away.
Yeah.
And so I do his 6 exercises in the morning now.
So do I.
Before I do anything else. Yeah.
We got to recommend that as well. We'll put that in the description as well. That book, The Miracle Morning,
So good.
is phenomenal.
So good.
If you could give a TED Talk, what would it be about? You give your TED Talk, not TEDx even, when you give your TED Talk, Sunny, on the main stage.
How to show up for yourself and how to like yourself. Because I feel like we're very focused right now on getting likes, getting external validation. Obviously, we live in a social media world, comparing ourselves to others. And I think if you don't like yourself first, it's a bit of an issue.
Deep, that's strong. That's
Thank
strong.
you.
That's we're focused on external likes when our internal
What
likes.
about you? Do you like you? Do you like your own content? That's what matters.
How has a failure or a setback in your life set you up for your current success? And do you have a favorite failure?
I truly believe that a big key to success is failing fast and failing often.
Yeah.
So I have a lot. I've tried a lot of different things in the business that haven't worked very well. I don't know if I have a favorite one, but I can say that I had, a kind of a personal failure years ago, a breakup, and it set me up for success because it kind of gave me this motivation to really stand on my own 2 feet.
Powerful. If you know the phrase, if I knew then what I know now, what advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Trust yourself, first and foremost. Trust yourself and learn to trust other people enough to let go of control of everything. Because I think if I have one regret in my business, I wish that I had asked for help in growing it earlier and asked people to come on board as a team member.
Powerful. That's good stuff. Favorite quote or phrase that you like to live by or think about often?
Think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is a stepping stone on the way to greatness. That is Oprah / Maya Angelou. I don't know which one of them actually said it first.
Maybe both.
Maybe both.
Think like a queen.
Yes.
Favorite place in the whole entire world and why?
Home, Vancouver, my apartment with my boyfriend.
There's no place like home.
There's no place like home.
Lightning round, Sunny Lenarduzzi.
Yeah!
Choo, 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 choo. Awesome. All right. Well, finally, what are you up to online? Where are your channels? You mentioned a little bit with your brand, but your social media platforms, handles, website, whatever. And we'll link all these things in the YouTube description as usual.
Yeah. So everything's pretty simple. It's just at Sunny Lenarduzzi, and my channel is Sunny Lenarduzzi. So that's where you can find me.
But it might not be simple to spell.
It is not. It is not that simple to spell.
But it's on the screen or in the description, so check out Sunny's stuff. Sunny, thank you so much for, of course, coming on the show
Thank
again.
you.
I really want to just acknowledge you, your integrity in this space, your commitment to consistent quality content, to doing business online with integrity, to just adding value and giving more than you take, is really inspiring. And that's why we love you so much here at Video Influencers.
Right back at you.
Appreciate that. And I would love, just as like a final thought, influencers are at all their different stages in their business. There's people that are just starting. There's people that are further along. But for all of us, we all get discouraged. We all
100%.
at times, want to quit or want to give up. Can you just share just some final thoughts for influencers watching, just about keep going to build their brand, and what we say here, to keep building their influence, their income, and ultimately their impact?
Yeah. So my best piece of advice is to stay in your own lane. And I talk about this a lot. It's become kind of a nickname, Sunny, stay in your own lane, Lenarduzzi, because I say it all the time. Because I really feel like there's a lot out there. There's a lot of people that can build a brand based on not a lot of authenticity, and it looks better than it actually is. So my best advice is to try to ignore the comparison and try to just stay in your own lane and stay focused on your own stuff and be the best version of you that you can be, and build your business, your life on your terms first and foremost, and make sure that you actually like it for you and you're not trying to prove something to anybody else. And the only way to do that is to not look everywhere else for that validation.
Very, very powerful. Sunny, thank you so much. Influencers, thanks so much for checking out this video. Definitely subscribe if you're new here and you're not subscribed. Click or tap the screen right over there if you want to check out another interview or another tips video here on Video Influencers. And remember, this is the place to be. Stay tuned for building your influence, your income, and your impact with online video. Keep crushing it, and we will talk soon.